I'm Jose Miguel Shannon y Tormos. I'm a figurative artist. I'm, in other words, a realist basically, but I range all over the place. I'll try all kinds of things, from realism to abstraction to stylization. I'll do anything. I'm very interested in the nature of art and also the nature of the way I ramble through my brain. Vroom, vroom, vroom. I was always very engaged with rendering, showing how good I could get at rendering art. And I was very much interested in figurative art, like Rubens was one of my heroes, as was Titian, and of course the later stuff like Degas and Picasso. And so I wanted to draw well. So when I was taking classical art at the Corcoran, after I got out of the Navy, they had nude models were very engaging to me, and with charcoal and with paint and with pastel, anything to render as accurately as I could was my first goal. I've always been interested in females and the idea of sex, and I've never given up the attraction of the female figure. I like painting myself. I like to be part of the subject because I'm part of the life that's going on in the painting, but also I like to be a witness. The idea of art and the nudes and mythology, I was very attached to mythology, especially, the Roman and the Greek mythology. Rubens did a painting, which I made a variation of a minotaur making love to a woman, and I did a painting of that. So I do that all the time. Now, I'm very interested in nature. I was always an outdoorsman, so I was always a hunter and a fisherman. My cousin and I with slingshots in the Rock Creek Park used to hunt. It's like a celebration of what we did in the paintings. I did a lot of protest work. I was very much a protester about the Vietnam War, and I did some installations that were very revealing the violence of the war and the death of the soldiers. The exhibit of Leroy's Last Tour, it was about a black soldier and his death. It was exploded. And I had all the paintings showing all these things that happened. Also, I did a whole series on the Holocaust, the Nazis killing Jews and perfectly harmless human beings being killed and cremated. Did a whole series on that. And the idea of people being jailed, sometimes unfairly, and being treated brutally, I always was after that. Most of the scenes that are called office scenes are museum scenes. See, I worked in museums all my life, probably 30 years. And the people that I saw in the museums reminded me of things that I wanted to paint and all of that, plus the idea of art and the nudes and mythology. The collages are covering all kinds of things, trying to bring attention to things that are in our social structure. And what I did was I went through a bunch of photographs. It triggers my imagination on making an image combined with my painting. It's like making music. Sometimes you sing and sometimes you go low. And I wanted to go all over the place. I always like to show that there's irony and possibility of laughter in almost every event. Even when I show some tragic things, I tend to show like someone looking from the top, but it's all done with humor. Life is complicated. It has many facets and many images. I mean, from love and engagement and education and exchange and violence. The negative as well as the positive. I'm all for the positive, but the negative is there too. There's flaws in almost everything, but also there's virtue in almost everything if it's done with objectivity. It makes me feel like that I'm moving back and forth with humanity. And that's the way I feel. And I love life.